So now we've spoken to Maria Bugeja, a leader in this industry. We've spoken to Karina, definitely well known in the fashion industry. Now we're going to talk to Dr. Pillow, who is a medesthetic physician and one of the leaders as well in the market. How does the media affect our feel about having these treatments done? What effect does reality TV have on us? For example, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Personally, I blame them for this whole big fad on having great brows, which is great. But on having all of these medesthetic treatments, does the media affect us? Has it affected us as well? I know that I personally don't really look at the media all that much, but I don't like the idea of growing old. I want to try to look younger. I want my face to look better. I like to look in the mirror and be pleased at what I'm seeing. And that doesn't affect me from the media directly. That's just about me wanting to feel good. Let's have a look and see what my guests have to say. Dr. Pillow. Do you think that people have become sort of like very obsessed about eternal youth?
Well, I think we're living in an MTV culture. I mean, so starting from the young children nowadays, teenagers, they're being told what is the right shape, what are the right size lips, you know. I'm having young women coming in with wanting their lips to be like Kylie Jenner, you know, so they're trying, they are literally keeping up with the Kardashians in a way, because they're being fed what is right and what is wrong, unfortunately. So we're being brainwashed.
And so why do you think then people do these treatments? Because they want to look like these media stars, or is it because they want to look younger? Right. So what's the motivation?
Well, let's put first and foremost, I mean, the best motivation, and thank God it's the most common motivation, and I'm going to speak mainly about women because they're 99% of my clientele, is that they want to feel more vivacious, they want to feel more alive, they want to basically feel as young as, they want to look as young as they feel inside, all right? They don't want to see themselves getting older, they just, if they feel they're 25 inside but they're 50, they maybe want to look a bit younger. Now you get women who have separated and or they think their husband's cheating on them, or they see their husband looking at younger people who want to look younger because of insecurity reasons. So that as well. You get people who do certain treatments before they go for job interviews, you know, so that they're more presentable.
I would never have thought of having a treatment done before a job interview.
Well, I mean, there's a study saying people who have white teeth or whiter teeth are more trustworthy. So abroad, that's why if you see most of the news anchors on CNN or these other shows, they have like really white sparkly teeth because you believe the person more, apparently. So there are lots of studies into this stuff.
Interesting. Karina, do you think that the fashion industry has also had some kind of effect on the way we look at ourselves and our attitude towards beauty?
Well, most of the web nowadays, so magazines or the web, are showing us images of people who are a bit far off from reality. When we were young, or perhaps even before that, I mean, in my time, we only had magazines or our friends to compare with. So you couldn't look up to or compare yourself to an image on the magazine or on the web, just like Dr. Pillow mentioned, the famous five. I can't even say their name, they're so annoying. They're annoying and they're not, but we'll talk about that later. But yes, the fashion industry definitely has had a say in how everybody should look. What the fashion industry are also trying to do, though, that collectively, even though the designers are mainly to blame because they are, they design and portray their designs on very slim people.
Very thin and very young.
Yes. Their excuse for that, or their reason for that, is that they want to show their clothes on what looks like mostly like a hanger. in reality, of course, we all know that
No,
life is
because even their target market is not these young
not at all, not at
people.
all. In fact, editors of magazines, and I'm talking about international magazines here, mostly American Vogue or British Vogue, they actually tell the designers to try and not do that because they need to use to show their clothes, they need to use the frail and thin models. And the clients, the people who are reading their magazines, are not necessarily those clients, and then they start not being happy with themselves and trying to go for, look slimmer, to more cosmetic intervention, and it's like a domino vicious circle effect.
I think that, as Dr. Pillow mentioned, the keeping up with the Kardashians, that it has an effect, has had an effect on us, sort of like in the way we think. But do you think that the media is slightly irresponsible by showing
How
so
can
much?
we blame the media? I mean, yeah.
In all fairness, we can to a certain extent because we're seeing photoshopped versions. Okay, we're seeing them after on TV or on the movies when they've had all this expert makeup artists working on them. But then you see them on one of these national magazines when they're walking out the house, taking out their trash, and they look like your next door neighbor, nothing special. So they make them look like, and then you see the person in real life, so they are responsible to a certain extent. I mean, Alicia Keys on the VMA
Yes,
2 days
she's
ago
going out
came out without
any
makeup, and she had
makeup.
a backlash. Why?
It's
Because she
true.
was natural.
It's true.
Doesn't make sense. Sorry to interrupt.
Maria, we talk a lot about sort of how women are into these beauty treatments and whatever. What is your opinion about men having them done?
Interesting. When we first opened this aesthetic cosmetic concept way back in 2001, I would say 99% of our audience, of our clients were females. Today, I would say we're nearing the 20%, which shows that a lot of males are looking after themselves more than they ever did before. They don't only do cosmetic, non-invasive interventions, they're also going for the invasive ones, like popular hair transplants, the rhinoplasties, the nose jobs.
The nose jobs,
That's
yeah.
a very another common treatment with men. Hair laser.
To remove hair.
Laser hair removal is extremely popular and picking up with men.
So
even the Botox is picking up. So
the whole idea before, I remember as a younger person, because I'm not old, of course, but as a younger person growing up, sort of like if a man was groomed, let's say, it used to sort of be thought of as being a little bit effeminate, let's say. Now, do you think that is not the case at all? Do you think that we expect them to be groomed?
I don't think it is. I mean, I have 2 young boys and
exactly.
they groom
To be honest, I never thought that whoever looked after himself was gay. What I actually thought was that too many gay men were so good looking,
Yes.
which is a pity. And it's really nice to see a beautiful female and even a beautiful male,
Yes.
well groomed. I mean, you can't not look and you can't not comment. If I see a well groomed, even if maybe her hair is looking really different or her outfit, female, I stop her and I tell her that I think she's really looking good and, indirectly congratulate her on her efforts.
So do we now expect?
I wouldn't, but I would look and appreciate.
We expect now men
what they're doing.
to look better. Do we now expect men? I mean, I
It's
like
not
a man.
expecting. It's about your own self. I don't know what to say. What satisfies you? If looking
You as
good,
the man?
me as a person.
Okay.
If looking good and keeping myself well-groomed satisfies me, why not? I'll go ahead and do it. Why should I expect Dr. Pillow to look after himself the way that I do? It's up to him. It's up to the individual. This is a very personalized opinion.
Unfortunately, though, a lot of people rely on advice from unprofessional people, not necessarily people in a profession who are
I know.
friends, relatives, and they end up looking like.
Unfortunately, sometimes even
clowns.
within our profession, you have these unscrupulous
Yes,
service providers, okay, that give as well a wrong impression about our services. And they end up with a question mark. Am I better off or not?
I ultimately
and if
believe
it's
that
not a good job.
you need to first and foremost be good, feel good about yourself and wholesome inside, because that's where beauty starts. You know, you could have the most perfect face, but if you're you don't smile or you're not.
Exactly, it's true.
It ain't going to work. So definitely both go hand in hand. So let's try and remember that and keep it real. I always say when it comes to clothes, which is my field, I always say to somebody that if you go into a shop and try something on and you're looking into the mirror and you're saying, you're arranging, it's not the right dress, scrap it. Move on.
I think what we can definitely agree on is that the beauty industry has grown a lot over the past years.
Definitely.
Thank you. So, today we spoke to 3 of the industry leaders, referring to the industry, how it has grown, the effect it has on our lives, how we feel about having these treatments done. From now on, in all the future programs, we're actually going to be looking into each and every treatment individually, how it's done, the before, the procedure, and the result afterwards. Next week, because it is October and it is, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're going to be looking into breast cancer. So how to do your self-examination, maybe discussing slightly the actual treatment, but most importantly, life after the treatment. So when you've survived, your sex life, your intimacy, your vaginal health, all of these kind of things that we don't normally speak about in public, but we're going to be looking into them. So I hope to see you then.
She likes
glamour, runway, style, fame.
She likes fashion.